speaker for tonight. Our speaker is Mr. William Mwika. Karibu sana William. The floor is yours. Hello, William.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good evening, all, and thank you so much, JCBs, for this particular opportunity to be able to share with our people, and most importantly, to enable us gain more in the finance area. So for the people who are joining us today, or the people who are not able to join us in the last 2 weeks, remember we talked about a number of things, and some of them that I will be diving in much further and in a more stronger way today, so that we are able to understand the finances and how they impact us on a day-to-day basis. So I remember in the last webinar, just to bring you to speed, is that we talked about a number of things like the traits, how our various personalities and how they affect our money-making decision. So we saw there were introverts, we saw there were extroverts. We went further and looked at the principles of budgeting and how you can budget and ensure that you have a sound financial not
William, we have lost you. We've lost William. He's joining back. Network issues. So he's joining back in a few. Sorry for that.
Sorry. Yeah, I think something happened. I left out. So sorry for that. Am I audible?
We can hear you. We can hear you now.
Sorry for that. So I was talking about the big five, and big five, I'm saying we are talking about home ownership. We are talking about children education. We are talking about retirement. We are talking about holiday, and we are talking about your investment portfolio. So in a nutshell, these big five, I like categorizing them in budgeting and into planning your own financial matters. So as you grow, as you look into to expand your portfolio, or rather grow your own portfolio and manage your own money, then you're gonna look at this particular big five. So today, and in the next slide,
William, your network is very unstable.
I will be
William,
the five. There are a number of ways of owning a home in Kenya. Can you hear me now?
Your network is an issue. Your network is an issue.
Still unstable?
Yes, we can't hear you. Network yako inaleta shida. Sawa. Sorry guys, is coming back. Nephew.
Wacha, stop kabisa. Unaona?
We should be good now. Am I audible?
You can go now. We can hear you.
Thank you so much. And sorry for that technical hitch. So
I
was
think
talking about the
William,
big five.
William.
And I was saying this evening we're going to be...
William.
Yeah.
What you can do, you can turn off the video. I think it's
I can hear you.
as well. Turn off the video. Yes, I think you can talk now.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is better.
Thank you. So I was talking about the big five budget items, and just to move on, the first item that we're going to be looking at this evening is about home ownership. And that is the slide number 1, where now if you're looking at building your own home, then you're going to look at the cost of the project, the taste of the house you would like to build, the time to supervise. These are some of the things that you look, the financing aspect, that is selling asset, income, either mortgage, availability of infrastructure where you're going to buy, and all that. You're going to have to have some engineers and all that. Next slide, please. So that is number 1. We're going to see how you're going to divide your money such that number 1, you take care of your pain point, which is one is home ownership. So if you are joining us today and you have ticked that box, and you can say today confidently that you have a home, then a clap for you. So number 2 is on the tertiary education. Remember, in Kenya today, tertiary education has become very expensive. And the next slide, you're going to be seeing the factor, the funding of education system. So the cost of items, that is the tuition, hostel, transportation, meals, stationaries. These are some of the things that are required for you to take your child to school. So how to fund an education? Either you can have an active income, a passive income, you sell some asset, bursary, scholarship, loans, gifting, or working in school, or insurance policies which protect you far and beyond after you, even if you are not living, then the insurance policies come to take care of your child education. Next slide, so that we see the factors to consider if you want to set up an education plan and how you can finance, be it no matter the age of your child. So number 1 that is very critical is the curriculum. Number 2 is the cost of study. Number 3 is the institution. And number 4 is inflation. Sometimes you can have that task and just do it somewhere that we calculate the cost of the future education using the inflation tables. These are things that we can do on the separate so that we show you how to factor in inflation so that you know the future cost of education in the future. Next slide. That one. So this is the current new university funding model. I want to believe I just concentrated on the university in this particular model just to show you what is happening in Kenya today. So people have been classified under vulnerable, extremely needy, and less needy. So as you can see, those percentages, those are the type of either help utakuwa unapatiwa, mtoto anapatiwa, or scholarship depending on where the government classifies you. So these are some of the things you should know beforehand, so that if you are going to use either of them to finance your child education, then you're going to be aware of this. Next slide. This is a practical example of the new funding model, especially for a child who might want to be to do medicine. So under the vulnerable, you can see that the government will finance 521 and then help, they will give of 114, where the parent will give 0. Very needy, same scenario. The needy ones, hawa ni wale wanajiweza kidogo, so the government can finance that, and then utabaki ukifinance the other chunk there. Next slide, we see where, now these are some of the costs. Now this is universities in Kenya and what they charge per year, or rather per academic semester, to educate a child in medicine. So you can see JKUAT there all the way to Egerton. So with this in mind and with this concept running through your mind, then if you have a child, then is to ask yourself, where would you like your child to be educated? Is it in a borough? Is it in a private? Is it outside Kenya? Remember, like today, I was having a conversation with a person who wants their children to go to study out of Kenya, especially after doing the normal courses. So that is a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Next slide, please. So in a nutshell, as we finish up on the education, is that if you are looking to finance an education, because it is part of any parent that is seeking to educate their children, to plan very well for education, because you realize every year, every month, every term, you will be required to part with some money for school fees. So a clever parent will always have an automated way of ensuring that the education funding is very well structured and managed. Good. On the point number 3 is on retirement. Retirement, I remember in another forum I was in about 2 weeks ago, and we were doing retirement training for people who are heading to their retirement. That's people between 55 and 60 years. And when I asked most of their regrets, some of them were saying either I didn't invest so much in knowledge, I didn't save much for my retirement, I overspent. So today, if you are listening to me, retirement planning is very key. Look at your society, where we come from. I don't know whether some of the people are joining us from here, whether they grew in the village like I did, and then we catch up in the city and all that. But however, whichever your history is, for you to plan well for your retirement, you need to start the journey today. Remember, your retirement, rather whether you are employed or you're in business, your retirement is just a payslip away. So that is how I would say today that you should prepare, because in retirement you have medical expenses, you have to be financially independent, you have to maintain a good standard of living, you have to support your dependents, you have also to support even the community. So next slide. Please, if you're joining us, I would appreciate that you join, or the admin, you can help me. So these are just some of the stages of retirement planning, where you save to retirement age and working age. It grows maybe through compound interest, and then you have your purchase an annuity. And if not employed, maybe we can chart a way forward where you can be able to build your own investment portfolio towards your retirement. Remember, in retirement, we say cash is king. Cash is king. This is to say, in your retirement, useme at a plot, I have maybe some property, you need to have cash with you. And that's why we are saying you need to have a substantive income when it comes to retirement. And the best time to start would be today. Next slide. So these are some of the financial issues that, like I was talking in retirement, that maybe when you retire, you don't have time to do what you wanted to do. You have health issues, maybe at old age. So that's why you need to plan for it today. You anticipate issues. I'm not saying it's a must to have a health issue at retirement. You can live nicely and be okay. You have limited active income. Social expectations. I don't know whether some of us, every day you find yourself in a WhatsApp group. Mara umefanya chairman, umefanya treasurer. Yeah. We have things like FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah. So these are some of the things that you're gonna be looking up with. Next slide. So just like I said, just this an highlight. Cash is king. Liquidity is important in retirement. A regular, dependable, passive income. Where will you invest for you to be able to have this particular money we are talking about? How are you going to raise this capital? How are you going to supplement your pension at etc. So next slide, where we look at the sources of retirement funds. So these are some of the sources of your retirement funds. One is society. Mungu atasaidia. Children, I've seen Gen Z, they are saying, wow, they don't mind even living alone and all that. So are you a parent who have a plan yourself? Government,
William,
there is an improvement into the current.
William,
Yes.
your network again is unstable. We are losing you at some points.
How about now?
Now I can hear you.
Thank you. So thank you. So NSSF, I'm saying it's a bit stable currently because the new rule of 6% has really come to help much, because we are moving from the 200 and 200, which is 400, to now the 6% and 6% that the employer and employee is giving. It is a bit better, but there are other dependable ways of building your retirement income. Do you have knowledge of the bonds, a business independent of the retirees? You build a business before you go for retire, so that at least you have some money when that time comes. Real estate. Are you a home person? Pension plans, annuity, and income drawdown. So in a nutshell, mine today is to ask you to have a strategy, or if you doesn't have one, we can work on the side so that we create a strategy of building a retirement income. Number 4 on the big 5 is holiday. Ile tunaitanga kupea mwili shukrani. Every year, I prioritize and I plan with my family that, and I advocate for it, that you plan and have an holiday for yourself and family to go and unwind, strategize for next year, do budgets and etc. So in this particular thing, we'll be looking at the unit trust and how you can use them to save up for your holiday. Next slide. And finally, the last is now, after naming number 1, home, education, number 3, retirement, number 4, holiday. So the other thing that we talk about there, I think it missed in that slide, is personal investment. Before we go to investment portfolio, it's a different topic. Number 5 is personal development. Personal development might be about what book are you reading. Remember, investing in knowledge then keeps money flowing back to you. So the number 5 is personal development. Are you improving your mind? Are you improving yourself in what you did? Ama wewe kitabu ya mwisho uliwacha university ama form 4. Try to read new things at least every day for you to keep advancing yourself each and every day. So an investment portfolio can consist of a number of things, and I will just summarize it into 3. Short-term goals, or what we call transactional amounts. Number 2, your portfolio can be either a precautionary kind of money, or rather what we call emergency funds. These are money that are supposed to caution you against either illness or any emergencies that may find you as you run your day-to-day life. And then number 3 of how to segment your portfolio or your investment portfolio is what we call speculative type of allocation of finances. Speculative means I'm putting money for future use. I can buy either an investment policy, I can buy a government bond, I can buy land, I can buy treasury bills. Today, even people are investing in cryptocurrency, things like Bitcoin and many others. I can go into shares, I can go into business, but in all these, how am I managing my working capital? Next slide. So these are some of the major classes of assets in Kenya. We have equities, we have debts, we have cash and equivalents, we have real estate, we have commodities, we have derivatives, and unit trust. Next slide. Next slide, Jay. Yes, so equities, these are investment in stocks like shares, where now you look at various markets or industries, and then you choose a particular company and invest in shares where either you can earn dividend at the end of the year or you earn what we call a capital gain. Number 2, twende mbele, cash and equivalents. Very fast to just skim through. These are short-term investment with high liquidity and low returns. Low return and portfolio diversification. These are things like money market, fixed deposits, such. That's what we call cash and cash equivalents. Debts. These are, you see now, there are some of the, when a government issues a bond, you know, you're investing in a government bond, but government is borrowing from you so that they give you back the money as interest. However, government is trying to raise money for projects, but on the side, if you are an investor, you can choose to buy aboard what is commonly known in the market. Tuendele? Real assets, this concerns building homes and in stable markets. Maybe in USA, we have the property sector being well regulated and having a structure like the NSE, Nairobi Securities Exchange, where now you trade into rates. I know it is in Nairobi, but not very well practiced by many. Rates is where now you co-own a unit. Instead of owning the whole building, then you co-own the building with other particular investors, and then what you get is what is paid as rates. Tuendele? So commodities, these are also an investment portfolio where you can invest in raw materials like maybe cereals and etc. Let's move on and look at the derivatives. They are very common in USA, UK, where we talk about the futures and forwards and how you exercise a contract within a particular investment. So it is derived upon an underlying asset. Basically, a derivative is there to protect an investor against a loss, where we look at the forwards and futures. This means, in a nutshell, that you enter into a contract that I want to invest my money in a particular period of time, but when you put a future, you say ikifika kiwango fulani, then exercise my future and forward. Go on. Unit trust. This is very good. And these are some of the structures that we use, especially in Britain, to talk about, or rather to manage our emergency fund. So they are called unit trust investment. Is where you collect money into a pool to purchase financial securities such as equities, bonds, and bank deposits. So by you investing in a unit trust, we are telling you you'll earn what is called a compound interest. And when you need your money, it is readily available. Money put here can go towards running the short-term goals that we have in life. Are you looking to own your plot? Are you looking to own a car? Are you looking to do something within the next 1 year? Then this is an area you would consider putting your money so that it grows. Further, let us dive in more. Yeah. So why invest in a unit trust? You pool resources where now you, like I'm saying, you unaweka kidogo kidogo, haba na haba ujaza kibaba, so that you are able to build your capital, then you get good returns, and then you get a security by investing in a well-trusted organization. This is very important. I know many rates are there in the market, but when you are investing, look at the strength of the organization you are putting your money. Remember, it is a risk, so we must look at where risk is well conserved. Let's move on, Jay. Those are types of unit trust. Proceed. So that is a money market. I have seen someone in the chat saying I would like to join a money market. Miriam, this is what you are looking for, and many others that maybe might be listening. It is a very good plan for you to invest your money while getting your return. The money is not locked. You will, like I said, you will be able to handle your short-term goals. We invest them mostly in bonds and many other places, but for Britam as well, I can really recommend it is a good particular account. It earns interest on a daily basis, and those of us even as calculators of compound interest, you can bear with me. You can do your projections and see where you can get with that. Let's proceed. But let's proceed. Just proceed. The next slide. Balance fund is more or less of our money market. We are still there. Please proceed to the next slide because of time. So this is how a unit. Okay, the previous one. Yes, there. Thank you. So how can unit trust be helpful to you? One is a capital reservation in case of an emergency fund, can help you buy a house, even if you want to plan it for the long term, can help you save for a rainy day, can help you holiday, have your holiday, education planning, and weddings. So we combine this concept when you come to us, so that now we see if you are a short-term kind of a person, we do money market. If you want education, then we give you education plans. You want retirement, we structure them. You want an holiday, we give our income, we give it priority accordingly. Next slide. So unit trust really applies the concept of compound interest. And this, we say, is the 8th wonder of the world. For sure, I have done mathematics for people in the past where we did a comparison. In this particular case, I will just give an example of a person owning a home in Rongo and renting the same home at 50,000. We were able to see that the income that is coming from the rental income is about 600,000 per year. In a compound interest, the income that might be coming from the same investment of like 15 million is like 1.5. A person owning a home and renting it out with a person who is doing compound interest. If you do a 10-year comparison, then you will see the difference being very huge. So in a nutshell, I'm just advising, if you're listening to me tonight, it is important that you take good advantage of compound interest. And number one way of doing it is investing in unit trust, which are either money market, for example. Next slide, please. We look at wealth protection and risk management. So this is my second last topic. So in a nutshell, this is where now we look at, yes, you have your wealth. How are you going to ensure that your money is well protected? Do not consider risk what you can not afford to lose. So, risk management is where now you transfer a risk. Like maybe if I own a car, I would like to take maybe an insurance of that particular car. Next slide, please. So that I give the examples as I explained. Yes, so these are personal risks that may require to be managed. Number one is contingencies. Car stalling on the road. So you need to have, or rather having an accident, you need to have a good car insurance. Have a contingency fund. Have like a money market. put aside money for a rainy day. You never know. Something can happen that requires money. Number 2 is healthcare. Sickness. It doesn't come knocking. Do you have a good medical cover that you can rely on in case anything comes up? Britam offers one of the best in the industry in case you may need an medical cover either for your immediate parents or for your home, for your own person or family. Protection against accidents. You can use medical cover or you can use what we call a personal accident. If you are a driver in Kenya today and you have a comprehensive, then you should know you and your immediate family, you are not covered. In this particular essence, then you are supposed to purchase yourself a personal accident cover. Your property. You have your laptop, you have your expensive phones. GNC wanasema wanataka simu na internet. Is that phone insured? Is that home you're living in, whether rented or purchased, insured? Ama moto itakuja, ama wezi wakuja wakuibie mara moja, and then you're back to square zero. So these are some of the things that you need to take care of. Nyuma kidogo bro. J. Death. We need to have last expense. I know many of us are in groups and etc. where we can protect our income in case we lose our lives, or we protect our children on their education in case we lose lives. So these are areas that we need to manage that. Personal records and certificates, etc. That one you can do it maybe using the banks and all that. Other liabilities can be where you purchase a WIBA or other landlord, public liability, etc. Finally, Jay, on the last few slides is on estate planning. I would mention very briefly in the next 2 minutes. I know it has a number of slides, but I want to summarize. What is an estate planning? Estate planning involves you managing your finances, or rather leaving a voice behold. You like ukikufa, what happens to your assets? If you pass on, tutakuwa na vita, like we are seeing many families go to court after you've died. The other question that people ask, when is the best time to do estate planning? The best time could be today. Find a lawyer or come to Britam. We've introduced what we call a trust fund. So you just need come and establish a trust, give the assets that you have, give policies, give property, and explain in detail how you would like the same handed over to your next of kin. Or anything happens that you go to be with the Lord. This will ensure you as a person who has a financial knowledge that your family is well protected and your future generation is protected. Remember, when you do estate planning, and in a topic that if we meet one-on-one, we talk about creating generational wealth. How are you going to ensure that the generational wealth does not stop with either your child or your child? Next slide. So that is what is involved in estate planning, or what you need to know. Orderly management, power of the attorney, mercy exit, where you asked in case of then who switches the life support, donation of organs, etc. So next slide. Yeah, you can hear me?
Network is unstable.
You can hear me?
Network is unstable. Proceed.
How about now?
Still not stable, but I think we can, when there's breaking, we can hear something as we read on the screen as well.
Yes, sorry for that. So that is the process of estate planning. So you need, in case of anything, this is what the process, in case you have not done an estate, this is the process that you follow through so that you get to get money that a person leaves in case they exit this world. So that would be the process of in case you have not done an estate planning. But to advise is that the best way to do, remember, there are a number of ways. There is where you don't leave a well-managed estate, or rather your property is not very well designed on how you pass it over. So you can either have an intermittent kind of an estate where now you leave the court to determine how your property will be divided. Number two, you can write a will through a lawyer. And number three, you can use a trust fund. When you use a trust fund, it is very effective because it has more power than a will. So sometimes a trust will be executed as it is, unless in areas where it contains maybe people who are related to you via blood, maybe children and all that. Next slide, Jay. So these are the summary of what we have been talking about, the psychological and emotional aspects in finance. That is, people spend depending on the emotions, or rather you make financial decisions depending on the emotion you're in. Advertisements and marketing leverage psychological emotional spending. Solution, develop an emotional intelligence and manage impulsive purchases. Always consider buying disorder. The intent of avoid buying unnecessary items or when emotionally stirred or in social consequences. So for you to avoid compulsive disorder, the solution is, remember, emotional impact financial decisions like FOMO and OPPO. FOMO is the fear of missing out, and OPPO, the opinion of other people opinion. So these things doesn't matter much. When you go to finances, make your financial decisions according to the plans that you set aside. As I conclude in my next slide, is that fail to plan, plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So next slide and my final one, then I will allow question and answer. Next slide is on QA. So over to you, and sorry for the network interruptions.
Thank you so much, William, for the presentation. I'm sure that we've been able to learn one or two things from this powerful presentation in terms of investment. And investment is the only way we can secure our future. So I'm hoping you have questions from the chat section. I can't see any question. Do we have anyone with a question from today's presentation? Any questions? You can unmute. Paul will be sharing our the link to our YouTube channel. This presentation will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and you'll find it on our YouTube channel with all the content. Any other question?
So a question, someone asking, how do I join money market? That's from, I think, Miriam. So Miriam, I think I have put my contact on chat there. I think it's quite easy to join our money market. You just need to have around 1,000 shillings in your M-Pesa, and then you need a KRA pin, and you need an ID copy, and then just fill a form that I can guide you on how you can go on doing the same. So Miriam, I got you.
And I don't think now there are any other questions from what I can see. So I'll stop sharing.
So Jay, what you do for me? What you do for me?
Yes.
Excuse me, Jay.